Hello, everyone. So this is a clip show from the 12-hour cystic fibrosis charity event. It's a little bit of each show that appeared on there. So the first hour, we just opened up with some general talk. Second hour was our second show. I think it was 2 hours. Skyrim Addict, then 10 AD, then some general talk, then Dames Who... Nope. Fallout Feed was in there somewhere. Dames Who Game. And then we finished it off with some general talk too. But it's mostly some quick clips. Nothing heavy in the shows, but get a little taste of each show and a little taste of what went on during the day. All right. Here we go.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 2019 ASA Podcasting Charity Benefit for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. This is is this our 5th annual event, I believe?
I believe so, and I thought you were going to say 20th when you started saying 2019. And I was like, wow, did we really go far down the road?
We went down some rabbit hole at some point. Welcome, everybody. I am Andrew, and joined today, we will have a bunch of podcasts, but with us right now we have Michael. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
And morning, Victor.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello, Colin.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hi. Yes, for you. And hello, Pat.
Hey.
I believe that's everyone we have with us right now. And we're just going to do sort of like an ASA podcasting charity marathon all day long. We'll start off with some podcasting now, but we'll also have activity going on the Twitch stream. And Victor will be doing some YouTube streaming later on. So everybody hang out all day with us. And if you have the time and the means, please go to our website over at asapodcasting.com. On our front page there, you'll find a big, bold word called donate. And if you have the means, please give us a hand and donate a few dollars towards our fund here. Last year, we were able to raise about $5,000. So we'd like to be able to hit that mark again if you are able. We are deeply thankful for anything that anyone could do. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in and hopping on. And let's kick off the show.
And do we want to talk about why we do it? I think that'll probably
absolutely
be more you than the rest of us.
Yeah. And you guys can feel free to ask any questions or anything. You've always been good about that. We do this event every year. Actually, if you want to start from the very beginning of the stories, because I used to listen to a podcast called The Lost Podcast with Jay and Jack. And little did I know, there's this other guy in the community named Michael David who also listened to The Lost Podcast with Jay and Jack. Well, anyway, I don't know if we ever actually interacted on the chat boards or anything, but serendipitously, or how whatever the correct word would be, as we met later on when Michael started a Skyrim Addict podcast. And about 4 episodes in, I discovered this podcast, and it was 4 to 10 minute little quips about just, what's going on in the game, what he's doing, that sort of thing. And I really liked it because I could tell it was small and just something that, you could get in on the ground floor level. So I started sending in like emails and got connected with Michael a little bit through this little Skyrim podcast. And then other people started rolling in, and the group started growing a little bit. And then Michael mentioned, hey, I used to listen to a podcast called The Lost Podcast with Jay and Jack. I was like, really? No shit. I used to listen to that too. And he's like, well, those guys, tremendous dudes, nicest people on earth, coolest guys. Do a 20.
That's questionable.
Oh, that's questionable.
Just kidding.
They do a 24-hour podcast. I believe they're what they did for the first couple of years was Autism Speaks. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and do a charity benefit for a cause? And like you just revealed to our group not too long ago when you had your son, Andrew, he has cystic fibrosis. So there's a perfect opportunity. Let's put a community group event together, and let's try to raise a few dollars for the cystic fibrosis research. What is something we can donate to? Do you know? And I was like, well, There's the Boomer Esiason Foundation because his son Gunnar Esiason has cystic fibrosis, and they're a very reputable organization as well. But I think the main foundation in the United States right now is the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And I know Pat did a little bit of research into the donation process, and he has some website that you use, Pat, I remember, to look up what percentage of funds actually go to the research, and the CFF was right up there near the top. So it's totally a good organization. They don't pilfer money for selfish reasons or whatever. It actually goes to cystic fibrosis research, which is very important because last year, Moses, maybe it was a year and a half ago now. No, it was like a year ago yesterday or today. Moses started a new medication called Orkambi, which he was not sick at all this year, guys. It was amazing.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Most amazing year of his life. He's been on this. He didn't really have a cold much this season. Didn't really So it's just like he's a normal little kid, and that's just what we want. We just don't want him to have to worry about all sorts of extra BS that he has to do because he already has a ton of stuff he has to do anyway. We'll get into his normal day treatments and all that, but it's just really nice that Michael suggested, hey, why don't we go ahead and do a charity benefit for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation? And I said, well, that's just great. If you want to help with that, I am of course open. I did not expect anything like that, and it brought my wife and I to tears that people are so nice. And then it's just been 5 years in a row. Like the first year, it was like just a couple $100, but still that meant more than anything. And then now it's just been growing and growing and growing it each year. And it's such a big deal because you can develop things like this Orkambi medication that makes my son's life almost normal, like a little kid. That's what it should be. So thank you everyone out there who helped in years past. If you can help this year too, that's great, because just approved by the USDA. Who does medications? Whoever does medications.
FDA.
The Dairy Association. Is that who I just fucking said? But they just approved a new triple cocktail style medication that I believe Orkambi might be one of the components of, and it is an even better thing. And Gunnar Esiason is the celebrity with cystic fibrosis out there that people know the most. It's Boomer Esiason's kid. Boomer Esiason, for people who don't know, was a quarterback in the NFL in the 80s for the Cincinnati Bengals. But his kid has cystic fibrosis, and that helped bring a lot of awareness and publicity to, because there's someone famous who had a kid who was affected by it. So his foundation and everything, and Gunnar Esiason has been on this triple cocktail for a while now, and says that his life has just flipped. He's like a normal person almost.
So how old is Gunnar?
He is probably 30.
Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah, because he was a kid. 20? Yeah.
So exactly what do these new medications do that make the person who's suffering from CFF or CF better? I mean, what does Orkambi do that's so good?
Well, it basically fights the main components of the disease at its base level. On like a genetic level, it actually will it makes it okay. The way the cystic fibrosis works is that it has a mucus buildup in all the patients, mainly in the lungs and the pancreas. It's bad in the pancreas because that's where your digestive enzymes are built up, so therefore you can't digest food correctly if your pancreas is all mucousy. Also, your lungs are full of mucus, and you can't breathe well. Therefore, you can't get oxygen into your blood. So you have low oxygen levels and low nutrient levels because you can't digest food or breathe air. Now, what this Orkambi does is actually affect it reverses the gene. It flips the sensor that has to do with salt absorption.
Oh, okay.
And so, therefore, the salt is absorbed differently. Therefore, the mucus doesn't build up. Therefore, the salt passes through the mucous membranes, and you can transfer nutrients and oxygen and everything readily at that point. So it basically just opens up the gateway, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, the first one we were all on all day, pretty much.
Yeah, it was fun. It was great.
Yeah. And that was like all just pretty much all Skyrim, pretty much.
It was one show.
Yeah, we weren't even playing Fallout at that point.
We didn't have a network yet.
Andrew was not playing Fallout. Definitely.
Well,
not.
he's not a Fallout guy. We know that. He's on record as saying that.
I've explained this before. I don't know if I ever would have been a Fallout guy had Michael not asked me to host this show.
That's right. Yep.
And I love Fallout, and I'm so grateful that he did ask me to run the Fallout feed.
Yeah.
But this is a game I'd never played before.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you want to run that show? I'm like, well, I guess it's kind of a good angle having the host know nothing and just have other people who know a lot about it and just ask them questions. That's kind of an interesting angle to go about it.
There's another angle on this, Andrew, and that is that you're a natural host. You really are.
That too.
You do it really, really well. So that's a huge component of it. So.
Oh, while I was playing Skyrim this morning, do you know where I completely accidentally ended up? Was Ironbind Barrow.
I was gonna say the Ironbind Barrow, maybe.
Yeah. I was on my way somewhere else, and I'm like, this looks really familiar. I was like, oh, well, I might as well just go in.
At this point, I would think that every location in the game would be really familiar.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, exactly.
Are there places that you go now, you guys, that are still playing the game very consistently? How many ever year? 8 years, 9 years later. Are there still places you go that you're like, what is this place again?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because there's some, especially if I'm like not fast traveling, because then that's when you wander across things you've forgotten about for a really long time.
Oh, well, that was actually, yes. Just a few weeks ago, I discovered that chest with the boots of whatever that's up. If you go right when you come out at the top of, I think it's Hag's End or something like that, there's a chest over there that has a pair of boots in it that has muffle on it, by the way.
What permanently? It's always there?
Always there. And I had no idea that was there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You've just ruined my life.
They're the boots of something or other. I don't remember if it's a double enchantment. Colin, do you remember what it is? It's like it's some special enchantment. It's not just muffle. It's something else too, or whatever. But it's a special pair of boots.
Can it be disenchanted and applied to other items?
I don't know. I've never tried. Seeing as I just found out about it recently anyway.
Sorry, where was it? Where is this chest?
I think it's is it Hag's End? It's the one where you go through or Deepwood Redoubt, when you go through that and then you go into the Hag's Tower and you come out all the way up at the top, and there's the Hag. It's out there on that kind of bridge that sticks out. If you go to the right and kind of crab your way along the mountain, you'll find a little ledge there, and there's a chest. And if you open the chest, there's always a pair of boots in there that's enchanted, and I don't know if they're leveled or not. But it has some kind of muffle or sneak effect enchantment on those boots.
Yeah, see that's where because I like ESO, and I like to do. Me and Juan will talk forever about these. Going through these 4-player dungeons solo, because we don't want to play with any fucker. We just want to have a single RPG experience in the game. And ESO, you can do that to some extent, but the more it becomes MMO-ish and is going away from the single player, that's where they're starting to spend the money, because that's where they get the player base, which is going to keep on coming back, making bigger and harder dungeons. Where you have to hook up with 4 players, 8 players, 12 players, and you always have to bunch together all the time. So that's what keeps players coming back. Single player RPG, apart from us weirdos here on this station, people will play them once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we'll play them sort of like, me, Victor, Michael, you guys will just play the same game over and over again and get as much enjoyment and different enjoyment every single time we replay.
Yeah.
But that's not what's going to make them money in an MMO, or as you see now from Fallout 76 with a multiplayer. So that's why they're bringing out sort of like, where you rewards for when you go into sort of like competitions, and then there's all these microtransactions and stuff like that.
All right, Skyrim guys, I'm going to hop off and do some Fallout feed Twitch streaming over there at twitch.tv/ASAPodcasting. But you guys have fun chatting about Skyrim, and we'll see you at the Fallout feed around noon.
And then I have the audio to start. Let's see. Here we go. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories. Add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Welcome, everyone. We are live for our 12-hour event for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. I am here. I'm Michael. I'm with Victor,
who's just taking a quick break,
and Colin.
I apologize.
Afternoon, guys.
Good timing on my part.
I had my mic muted because I was trying to log into Twitch to watch the Fallout feed silently while we talk.
Yes, and so if you're watching live, Andrew is streaming on our Twitch, ASAPodcasting Twitch. The Fallout 76 is he doing, or Fallout 3 for their roundtable?
I think they're doing 76.
76, okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about the quest for episode 5 of the Hearthfire Roundtable, which is the Heliarchan house, and the first part of that. But so we're doing it live today because we are raising funds for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. You can donate to our cause at any time if you just go to asapodcasting.com and click donate. It's right at the top of the page. It takes you directly to the Cystic Fibrosis fundraiser page. It is all done through them. I think it's called Great Strides is like their fundraising arm, one of their fundraising arms. And we're just raising funds for that today. I decided I wanted to play on Xbox One, and then when I had recorded with Sherry last time, we were talking, and I realized I had 0 achievements on Xbox One because I think every time I had played it, it was modded in some way, so I never had acquired any achievements on Xbox One at all. So I was like, oh, well, you know what? Now's a perfect time to play. It's been a long time since I played in that way. I mean, I played vanilla, obviously, on the Switch. But with Xbox One, you have the Creation Club, at least, where you can add a little bit to it and still get achievements. So I'm using the Tundra House and added a few other things. I forget exactly what they were, but they add some like arrows and spells and things like that. But it still keeps it where you can obtain the achievements. So cool. You get a little extra to play with. The house is really nice. The Tundra House is actually really nice. Has stuff for the masks, for the claws, a bunch of mannequins, a nice quality house. It's just east of Whiterun, like kind of where all the farms and stuff are. It's sitting out. It's by what's the gate right there by the farm, the L'Orealis farm. What's that called?
Gate?
Not the gate, but like the where the Whiterun guards are, where they always get into a fight.
Oh, right. There's always a bandit.
Yeah, bandit.
North Tower, is it?
Yeah, it's east or north or whatever. Yeah, it's some
yeah, right by right up the road from the farm where what's his name from the Dark Brotherhood crashes outside there, gets a flat tire outside.
Yeah. It's basically the border of the Pale there, I think, right?
Yeah, it's right on the edge. Yeah. Yeah, because that farm is the farm in the Pale, or just above the farm is in the Pale. Because
the farm's in the Pale.
Is it? Okay, yeah. Because obviously Heliarchan's in the Pale, and it's right there also.
Yeah.
So I built a whole new character from the start, and I wanted this to be like kind of my original character, where I just do everything again. So I've even been doing the main story and playing with dragons. And
wow, cool.
Hopped into
they have dragons in Skyrim?
Yeah, I know, it's weird. It's been a couple years. It's been a while.
Yeah, really. But if you don't mind me, just, since we have plenty of time,
Oh yeah.
can we talk about Creation Club? Because I have no experience with it whatsoever, and I'm wondering if any. I know you do, Michael, but Colin, have you tried any of them, or Juan, have you tried any of the stuff? I'd really like to know what if there's anything worthwhile,
Creation Club, I don't think I've taken anything from it. I've modded Skyrim SE on the Xbox using the like the mods that you can get through there going from Bethesda, but Creation Club, no, I don't think so. Because was it the survival mode? That's just an update to the game, right? It's not.
I think technically it's part of Creation Club. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is part of it. It was the original thing that was in there, I believe, and it was free. It might still be free, but yeah, there's not a ton on there. I'll say, like, what I have right now is this thing called I've Forgotten Seasons, which is a new dungeon. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but let's see who was part of it. Eleonora was part of it. Fading Signal, Chris Takahashi. They were, I guess, part of the design team on it.
Oh, he's
3D NPC. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fading Signal did Simply Bigger Trees and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. So they were all part of designing Forgotten Seasons, which is additional stuff. There's just simple things like, let's see, let me go to the apparel. There's a backpack, different armors and stuff. Arcane accessories, which I own, is you start out with 2 robes that have a little extra enchantment to them. Not anything different than you can get in a mod, quite frankly, but I guess the only difference really is it leaves you with the ability to get the achievements. Yeah, there's different jewelry and all that kind of stuff as well. Different armors you can get. There's a netch leather armor that you can add. Lord's Mail, some Divine Crusader, stuff like that. Creatures. I have an armored mud crab I can go purchase. There's a bone wolf. It's just some random things like that.
Aren't mud crabs already armored?
Technically, you're right, aren't they? This one has extra. It looks like it has even more armor. Wild horses. Yeah, just things like that you can add.
Does it have a cute little helmet, too?
It does actually have a helmet, yeah. Yeah, it does have a helmet.
With the 2 eye stalks coming out of the front. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I'm going to go through with this character, I'm just going to go through everything, do the whole gamut, I haven't really done that with a character in a long time.
Yeah, I've been enjoying all the other games at the moment. I'm enjoying my little break from Skyrim.
Oh, yeah, you got to do it.
That way I can try and forget stuff.
Yeah, that's
so when
the key.
I go back, it'll be nice and fresh.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now because I haven't played like a full playthrough in so long that I am coming across a ton of areas that I don't really delve into at all or explore or anything like that. I'm going to go for a run while you're doing the Fallout feed.
Sounds good. Hope nothing crashes.
I'm going to be listening on YouTube on the way.
Michael might be running quickly home. Run! Oh my God! Go!
I might wait till 10 AD because it'll be warmer out. I'm like over this winter thing.
30 degrees where you are already too. Fuck.
It was 22 this morning, and I was like, man, that sucks.
Fun. Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this again? Why are we doing this weather thing again?
Yeah, you need to talk with Mr. Sun.
Yeah, give me some warmth back. Actually, let me do my settings, change it so the computer doesn't go to sleep ever.
Colin's like, what's Mr. Sun?
It's dark.
Yeah,
at
it's
3
pretty.
o'clock.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah, it's dark out already.
Oh man, that's awful.
It's November in England. It's gonna be dark no matter if it's night or day.
Yeah, apparently we're getting like Arctic weather next week.
Oh boy.
Luckily, for some unknown reason, I booked next week up, so I get to with my big bear slippers and my Batman dressing gown.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit in here with the heating on full blast, nothing but my pants. Yeah, just playing Outer Worlds and Magic the Gathering.
And nothing but his pants to you Americans doesn't mean the same thing it does to us.
Oh yeah, sorry, underpants. There you go. Sorry, my colonial friends.
He's sitting around in his skivvies playing. On the 12-hour podcast, you get things like the local Essex
local weather.
Yeah.
On the 9s, everybody.
This is how it works. This is what happens in between.
I just heard something recently the other day that makes me feel like a giant douchebag. It's like someone was telling a story about how they're always telling people their stories about how busy they are, and then the person finally turned to them and said, "All right, you need to stop with that because every fucking single person out there on Earth is busy. So just stop complaining about being busy first and foremost." And continue with the rest of the conversation. Don't quit starting with that because every single person is. And that made me think, oh God, I always say that shit.
That is true. And there's also that saying that's kind of similar to that where, you never know what people are going through. So
exactly.
Give people a break out there.
And my busy is playing video games for a podcast. That doesn't really count in the grand scheme of things.
It's all relative.
You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out about to see the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core, gross atomic waste. Deep within the core, gross atomic waste.
Hello and welcome to the 142nd edition of the Fallout Feed. This is the special charity edition for the 12-hour charity marathon by ASA Podcasting to benefit the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Welcome, everyone. I am Andrew, joined today by a few of my favorite Fallout faces. Let's go down the line. Let's say hi to Jess. Hi, Jess.
Hi, Andrew. Good afternoon, everybody.
Welcome to the show, Pat.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, evening, morning, or midnight, whatever may be appropriate in your time zone, because we're spanning the globe. The sun never sets on the ASA Empire.
Thank you for joining us, Pat. We're just hanging out a little bit ago. Also hanging out with Alex. Hey, Alex, what's going on?
Honored to see you again, my Thane.
Wrong show.
That just makes me feel weird. Ew. Also, Kiora, Steve.
Kiora, hi, Elder. Andrew.
God, that's even more gross. Stop it, you guys. What are you doing? What is the matter with you guys today? Calling me the gross things I don't like. All right. Today, everybody, like I mentioned off the top there, we're doing a 12-hour charity marathon, so it's a little bit loosey-goosey, a little bit of a different show than our usual roundtable format. We have no quest to go over per se, no feedback to cover, everything, so we're out of our usual style here. And we do have a few little bit of show notes to talk about and stuff like that, but as we're coming up with ideas what to do on the show today, I was thinking, wow, it's a Saturday. Steve's on the other side of the globe. Our normal recording time usually isn't that convenient. So maybe he can pop in on a Saturday, but oh God, that's like ass AM for him over there. So I don't know, but we got him available. So we need to get Steve on because very soon in the next couple of weeks, we're starting a new roundtable for Fallout 3. So I wanted to have Steve on so we could talk a little bit about the Fallout 3 roundtable, the generator, what's going into that, and everybody's experiences with the older Fallout games Fallout 3 and such. So, Steve, I'd like to have you anchor a little bit of that corner of the conversation today on the show. And Alex, I wanted him to come on to help us with a little bit of his past Fallout experiences. I know that he loves Fallout 4. I didn't know if you've actually played Fallout 3 in the older games. So I know you have a very in-depth knowledge of the Fallout series. So I was hoping that you could let us know a little bit about that. And also, what I wanted to have you talk a little bit about is just the Fallout State of the Union, just in general, the world of Fallout right now, how it is in the world. I know that you've made a few highly, I don't know, upvoted and downvoted. I don't know, just I don't want to say controversial, but acknowledged, we'll say, posts on Reddit recently that you've made very good points and arguments valid on both sides of what is happening in Fallout. So I'd like you to talk a little bit about your State of the Union of Fallout and what it's like in the world right now too. So Jess, I guess I asked you on the show the other night, but did you play any Fallout in between?
Yes, sir. Actually, I know it was just a day and a half ago we recorded the show, but I was on last night for a while. I told some of you after and the dames. Last night, I jumped on after work as an honorary agent of the HOA. I know I talk about them a bit, but yeah, I joined for an entire stream as an honorary agent, did the evals, checked out some fantastic locations. It was a really good time. And then the reason we were on was we were doing a tribute memorial to James and his camp. Obviously, listeners know about my husband passing away. And on Thursday, it was exactly 1 month and also his birthday. And I was at work and I was sitting there and I was thinking, you know how the little things hit you. I was thinking about his camp out there all alone. No one visiting it anymore, having fun, all the fun times we had there. And it made me really sad. And then the idea occurred to me, what if I could get the HOA there? I could show it off. We could eval it. We could remember him one more time that way, kind of like we did on the show in episode 140. And so we did. Boss Daddy made it happen, invited me to the stream. We put it out there, and I had everybody over for a party, loaded in on his character for a bit, and talked about him a little and showed off the camp. So that was some pretty excellent Fallout play. It was a really fun thing to do from like 9 to 11 last night.
That's pretty incredible and very thoughtful for them to do it. There's no one else I can imagine who would be better at being an honorary, HOA representative either. So,
oh, thanks.
That sounds amazing.
Of course, I talked about the feed on there. I talk about them enough on here, so I told them all about the feed, and hopefully we get some new listeners out of the deal too.
Wonderful. Welcome anyone new.
Welcome, guys, to the show. ASAPodcasting's D&D adventures in Skyrim. Last we left off, our little troop of adventurers were taking a little breather, having a relaxing evening in the Bannered Mare in Whiterun. And Luke had just invited what appeared to be a local gentleman who they've seen around town, a rather interesting gentleman with a scar over his left eye and on the side of his cheek, just near his mouth, and had invited him to their table to join them for a drink and maybe to discuss the area of Whiterun, the town, and just sharing the evening together.
It's not strength, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm anyway, it's a 9 for me. I'll confirm. Not a 9.
Butty?
I rolled a natural 20, but I have a -1 in strength, so 19.
Well, you only had to get a 35, so I'm afraid everybody failed on that one. And you suddenly see, opening up in the middle of the back of the wardrobe, you see this purplish, bluish portals start to swirl like a whirlpool, opening up at the very center, starting to elongate out towards the back, and the back of the wardrobe disappears. Chunks of wood starting to go into, smash up into smithereens and disappear into this vortex, this portal, where whirlwind-like portal, and starts pulling you forward. Botty managed to grab her whip and shoot out and sort of like grab hold of the bottom of the leg of the nearest thing, which was the bed. But unfortunately, the bed being old and sort of like rotted, the leg gave out and broke off, and all three of you get sucked into the vortex and get disappeared into the back of the wardrobe. You're spinning, your heads are starting to explode with pain, with fire raining through your eyes, and then your extremities get really, really cold. You close your eyes and clamber up into a ball to try and withstand the pain and the mental strain that is put on you as you travel through this portal, when suddenly everything stops and you feel slightly cold and damp. You smell grass and you smell the rain, the smell of earth after it's just been freshly rained. You're outside. And you slowly start to open your eyes and flex your fingers, rubbing your eyes, and you are even though it's a dark day with a cloud-filled sky, the brightness still gets you after traveling through that and shutting your eyes so tightly. And you look around and you're outside, but not outside you know very well. You see a shape in the sky, hovering above you. And looking up, you see this big black metal thing that you've never seen before in your life. It has large propellers on either side, keeping it above. In there, you see a bag being held man-sized or Khajiit-sized. And you see this green being holding this bag, looking down upon all three of you, saying, "Ha ha! I've got your cat now! Come now! If you want him back, head to McIntony's tower to see if you can save your little kitty. I'll get you and your little dog, too." And the propellers shoot up, and the black machine disappears off the way. Everybody make a perception check for me, please.
That's a huge thing in Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, Michael, the art displays and stuff people are coming up with. Like, some people play Fallout 76 and don't do any quests or anything. They just go into photo mode and they like take pictures and stuff all day.
Oh, that's good. Well, I mean, it's something, it's however you enjoy it. It's like there was a lot of that with Skyrim also, with modding and all.
Yeah, and what's that game, that space game you were talking about earlier?
Oh yeah, No Man's
Outer Worlds.
Oh
yeah,
or
not the Outer Worlds, but
Starfield.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, yeah.
Too many fucking space games.
Right. No, yeah. Our community decrees no more space games.
Yeah, but
I was build Starfield come down.
I was hearing that people didn't really play that game. They just kind of walked around and looked at stuff a lot. So,
although by all accounts, the updates of No Man's Sky really were literal game changers for that, right? I mean,
for sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm like,
excuse me,
way back into it again. It's I really love it, but it's a super quiet game. But you can play it differently too. You can just build, or you can head out into space and have space fights. There's no like person to person combat, but like spaceship combat there is.
Oh, cool.
building has become such a big thing in all these games recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That was your other question earlier on before we went off in the tangent. We said no to multiplayer.
Yeah,
but
no
build-
online, but yeah, building. What do you think for Sith?
I would like. I mean, again, right? I keep on talking about these games that I haven't played, and it feels so unfair. Was it Blades? Apparently, you can rebuild a town. Michael was talking earlier about sort of like how he found it difficult to. He wanted to rebuild the town, but the game just like demanded too much time, or it just wasn't convenient. But that's what I would like to do. Maybe like I don't know if any of you have played the mod Helgen Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fantastic mod of where you literally build Helgen is just like the crap all that's been destroyed by Alduin, and then you don't build it with your bare hands, but you work with all these different people to build it back up and make it into a town, into a community. Now, that's what I would like in the next Elder Scrolls. Is that not just build a house, but so like maybe you've found like an old fort, and like one of the big proper old forts. So it's kind of like the town of like a small version of Whiterun.
Yeah.
We have the main keep in the center, and then you build sort of like little houses, and you you go out and you find somebody who's going to take over as the captain of the guard, and he's going to bring in guards and stuff like that. Now, that I would find very enjoyable, but I wouldn't like to see it the same type of building that was in Fallout 4. They're like the modular, like to build the shacks and stuff like that. Yeah, from that tiny scale, I prefer to keep the kind of like the building that they had in Skyrim, whereas you build a foundation, you build the walls, you put the roof on, right, it's done.
And of course, it was also group sex in Fable, so there was that.
Yeah, Dames is about. Well, no, I guess what they're going to start at 6.
Yeah, what time is it? A little after 5. Yeah.
After 5, they're gonna go at 6, and I'm actually watching that they're pre-gaming in their own hangout and getting their show notes and stuff together. So
whoa, wait, notes?
They're preparing a little bit.
Notes?
Yeah,
fancy.
What's that all about? Who are
They're
they?
picking up the pen with their pinky out.
They're a little bit nervous. Some of them, some of them their first time broadcasting live. They think they usually record behind closed doors and then get the benefit of editing everything before their show is posted. So I think they wanted to be prepared.
What's preparation? What is that all about? Have they not listened? Look, I know Sherry's been listening a long time, so
she's well aware of what the baseline of criteria we have here for podcast.
When I hear other shows talk about, I was writing the show, and I'm thinking, writing the show? Wait, aren't you supposed to just talk on the show? I didn't know there was writing involved.
I think that's all Andrew's fault. I'm pretty sure he started it.
Yeah, he is definitely by far the most organized, which
I
is
just
helpful.
started doing it lightly, and then Jess started doing the Fallout feed with us, and she's whipped us into high gear where we have like a shared document with all the show notes and the breakdown of the show and how long each thing is and what we're going to cover and this. So yeah, she's definitely stepped up our game as far as the organization stuff is concerned.
If you want a tip, you want to bring her an apple at the very start of your
We have a document on the Chatterbox too. You would never even know it.
That's amazing.
I think the last time we never even got to it.
May I present to you from ASAPodcasting our special presentation of the evening, live for the first time. Game.
Have a good show, Gail.
Have a good show.
Enjoy.
Yay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, hello, everyone. And as Andrew said, this is the first ever live episode of Dames Who Game, episode 6. This is going to be an utter trash fire, and I can't wait.
It's going to be amazing.
Yes, it's going to be just pandemonium. these shows, you'll get to finally have a little look into what incredible work Jess does editing these shows.
Oh, yep.
But if you are new here to the Dames Who Game, I am Shalene, and I am joined by an amazing, amazing panel of ladies. And I'd just like to introduce them. Everybody, say hello to Jess.
Hello, Jess. Oh, that's me. Hi, everybody.
How are you doing, Jess?
I'm doing really well.
So you've been podcasting for like 6 hours today, right?
Yeah. I was on mic at 10 for the Xbox stream and then 12 for the Fallout feed. And we finished up there. I jumped back on to do a solo stream, played some Outer Worlds for people, got off there about 4:20 or so. Not for a particular reason, just happens to be the time. And then I needed to rest my eyes for a bit. But of course, I checked Twitter. I retweeted about tonight's show. And I started some carnitas, not to derail the show already, but I've got some delicious pork in the slow cooker with some peppers and spices.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Using cider on it. Mm-hmm. But that's me. And now I'm here with everybody. Yay.
Yay. Well, you are a machine podcasting for that long. I could never do it.
Oh, I've seen you do marathons before. You can do it. It's hard, but you can.
Indeed. And Jen is also here. How are you doing, Jen?
I'm great. You guys were talking about drinks earlier. I felt like my tea was a little bit weak. So I grabbed a can of the Moscow Mule cocktail that I found in the liquor store the other day.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So I might get a little buzzed. Really, really quiet or really, really loud. And I apologize in advance.
Yes.
For people at home, tea is the official drink of Dames Who Game, but we're mixing it up tonight for the live show.
It's true. Everything's going to be wild.
Speaking of wild, we also have Sarah among us. Hello, Sarah.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
We're happy to have you. How are you doing today?
Wonderful. I've been on and off the stream most of the day. Everybody's been doing a great job. It's been a fun day.
Indeed. I love these events every year. I mean, what is this, like the 5th time ASA Podcasting has done this? Does anybody know?
Yep, 5th year.
5th year? This is just, it's such an amazing episode, and it's so wonderful seeing this community come together to support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And I'm really proud that we got to be a part of it. And Sherry, I bet you're also pretty proud to be here as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Indeed.
Definitely. And it's always, you're right. It's 5 years now. My gosh, that this has been happening. Yeah. It's really a great community to be so proud of. And they really come together. Luckily, it was something really minor that I felt guilty over, but I'm glad it wasn't something worse, but it was like, I would have liked to have done this differently.
I do love when an RPG has consequences, and I love when it's set up so that you can fail by making bad choices.
It makes additional playthroughs better in a way.
Yeah. And I've also, yesterday, it's been a while, yesterday, I started playing Fallout 76 again.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Yay!
Yes, I played, and I actually wasted probably more than an hour. I don't know how long I wasted just doing everything wrong. I just did not start out well. I just was not thinking. I don't know why it was wrong with me. It's just, what happened was that I have no idea where my camp was, so I just figured I'll just carry on with the current quest that I wanted to follow up on. And so I started doing that, and I picked up all this junk. I did the quest. I got that done. I was near Woolies Waterworld. Wally's, Willie, whatever.
Wavy Willards?
Wavy Willards. Yes. So, and all around also another area as well as some sort of lodge. And I picked up all this junk, so much great junk, which I knew I was going to need. Oh, this junk, so much of it. And I was over encumbered. And I said, I don't care, just get over encumbered. I need all this, need it all. And then I thought, oh no, I should start figuring out what to do. I've got to sit down and make a new camp somewhere, and I've got to deal with all this junk. And if I can just like set up I thought randomly, I'll just set up my camp anywhere, so I can just get rid of this junk and stuff. So I probably tried to set up the camp in the worst place ever. So I set up the camp, and before I even got a chance to even transfer anything like that, I got attacked by a Yowie Growl.
Oh no!
And died.
Yes, someday I'll get there. I'm definitely going to buy a parrot. I'm definitely more a parrot girl than a monkey. So, gonna have a parrot. Gonna name it something ridiculous, and it's gonna be glorious. So,
I can't wait.
Yes, but Sea of Thieves has been really fun, and Jess, if you ever want to check it out, it's on Game Pass. So I recommend that. Yeah.
It's a Microsoft title. Oh, wait, can you have a pig for a pet?
No, unfortunately. You can now kill pigs and cook their pork chops.
Oh, my.
Okay, well, I think for our next episode, we need to all make some Mountain Dew margaritas.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, that would be so much fun.
Oh, I will send you some exact measurements. We can do this.
All right, let's make this a thing. It'll be great. Speaking of things that I'm not sure what to think about, I got my copy of Death Stranding in the mail yesterday. I'm very excited to check it out. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this game, but I can't imagine it not being worth the time. This is going to be just a crazy experience. Have you guys watched any of the videos leading up to Death Stranding?
No, I know nothing about it.
Oh, yes, I have. I mean, you might remember the summer I was trying to make Death Stranding memes, substituting the baby on the chest with the frog from Fallout 76 and stuff. Yeah, Death Stranding has been blowing my mind. And since I'm not a PlayStation gamer, I'm never going to play it. So I want to hear more about it.
I think I'm going to have to stream the beginning of this game. I can't wait. There is this whole baby in a jar thing. One of the members of our We Just Love Games Discord got the baby in a jar edition of Death Stranding and was showing pictures on the Discord, and it's like a life-size fetus in a jar.
If you shake it, is it like a snow globe?
Gosh, I hope so. I hope so.
Wasn't quick enough.
Oh, I remember, Sherry. Yeah, you said you were going to try to get one.
Oh, man. Have you picked up Death Stranding, Sherry?
No, I haven't. When it originally was announced for pre-order and stuff, I can't remember what condition my PS4, but I haven't played my PS4 for the problems with it, and I'll probably buy a new one. So, seeing the game's only out on PS4 at the moment, I'm gonna wait to Christmas maybe to get it.
Yeah. Well, it's some kind of crazy delivery guy simulator starring Norman Reedus, and apparently there's an actual mechanic of the game that's just carrying a stack of packages and not dropping them. That's what I hear. So,
What's his name? Jeff Porter Bridges or something?
Yeah, something Porter Bridges. Yeah.
And the whole game, I've heard a bit of talk about it, and man, it's longer than I would have expected. People are saying it's like 50 hours.
Wow.
And like a good 10, 20 hours of cutscenes altogether. Like there's gameplay in it. Some people are turned off right away because the basic gameplay loop is being a UPS delivery guy like our friend Sergio. And you're kind of connecting people and getting the likes and getting things done with a lot of cutscenes. But then as the game goes on, I hear it's more and more cutscenes, especially towards the end. So depending on how into that you are and into the Kojima cinema, you may or may not like it.
Well, this is going to be a ride. I'm very excited to check out Death Stranding and talk about that on our next episode for sure.
Yeah, just have Andrew's wife re-record that.
Yes. That'll be nice of her. She'll step up and do it, I'm sure. She never rolls her eyes and says, she never has said like your podcast is silly or anything.
You could hear the eye roll every time.
That is the best part of that entire thing.
It is the best part.
Always with the utmost respect, she speaks about my hobby. All right, but we did miss Ray today.
Yeah.
So let's actually hear from Ray. He sent us in something.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
And of course, it's not going to play. No.
Just kidding.
Stupid thing. Maybe I can open it up in this other thing.
Well, while it starts, maybe Fallout 76 can learn from ESO's pets.
True.
We all know how good it is to relax at home and listen to one of the ASA podcasts. The only thing sweeter is having a delicious dessert from Pink Sugar Pastries. From our gummy jars, oversized stuffed cookies, or famous everything brownies, we know you'll find something you love. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for updates on all things sweet. ASA podcasting listeners can now go to pspastries.com. Use offer code ASA20, that's ASA20, for a 20% discount on your first order. So remember, when you're in the mood for something sweet, think Pink Sugar Pastries. Pink Sugar Pastries, celebrating life, one dessert at a time.
Oh, shit, we even went over by 20 minutes. Look at us.
I know, right?
All right.
Can't stop, won't stop.
All right. I'm clicking on the hang up button.
All right, guys.
Had a lot of
Take
fun,
care.
guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye,
guys.
Bye.
Our final accounting, well, not final, but for the live portion, final, we're at 41.55.
41.55. That's great.
So, and then, we'll see what happens after we get the word out when we post the shows. And remind me, record a little something for the why can't I remember? The pastries, bakery.
Oh, Pink Sugar Pastry.
Pink Sugar Pastry. Sorry.
Good. Thanks, Michelle and Adam.
Oh,
and
man,
everybody else
yeah.
for
Oh, yeah,
Lee
yeah.
in the chat.
Hanging around all day.
That's awesome.
You guys were here more than
Doing
we
streams.
were.